What's good with YouTube? You already know Big Flocker with the Convicts Reaction. We're on this channel. We smash, dash, and react. Please hit the subscribe button, like button, as well as comment to help support this channel. And hit that bell notification for future fire reactions. Today we got an interesting one. It's a channel that's just started, and these guys are doing a positive push in what they're doing, man. They're called the the Reentry Network Podcast, man. These fellas are out of LA and South Central LA. They're doing the most good. And what they do is they get a lot of guys who just get out after so many years and they're reentering into the system, and they help these men transition out there in the streets. And so what they've been doing is they've been getting videos of people who've done 15 years, 25 years, 30 years, and talk about their path and pretty much give people hope. Now, their videos are like an hour to hour and a half long, right? So I'm going to show you guys their intro video. And we're going to go through a little bit of snippets of one interesting video that I found, right? And then we're going to go from there. These guys are pretty dope, man. You know, these guys are what you call doing the most good. They're doing something positive, man. The kind of work that I like to do, man. I would like to be involved behind the scenes in doing. So here we go. Let's check it out, man.
Up, everybody, it's your boy T.
It's your boy Yak.
Again, we back at it, Reentry Network Podcast. We wanted to drop a quick little intro video for you guys, man, just so you guys can get a better idea of what it is that we're doing, why it is that we're doing it, and just so, you know, you guys kind of get the gist of what it is that we're doing. So outside of podcasting, we actually have full-time jobs. We work in the reentry field. We work in South Central, heart of South LA. And we help individuals coming home from prison, county jail, camp.
That's what it's all about, man. I commend these men for what they're doing, that they're able to go out there and get into the trenches and the grunt of the important work that needs to be done out there with those who are going out through the system to help combat recidivism.
Juveniles, whatever the case may be, doesn't even have to be that. Just anyone that's been system impacted, that's going through some issues. During that whole process, we figured, you know what? A lot of our folks, a lot of our returning citizens, they need an outlet. They wanted somewhere to go ahead and tell their stories. So we started the podcast, right?
Good idea, man. I think these guys got it because, you know, when you bring on ex-felons, ex-convicts who come out to the streets and how they adapt in society, their transition, man, they need a process, man, that's going to be fucking healing for them. It's almost like therapy, man. And knowing that maybe this could help an individual out there, man, there's no other better feeling than when you help others, man. Especially if you got your own dark secrets, your own dark past, your own skeletons, or your own issues that you still deal with. Helping others will get you outside of that.
So yeah, and really for the podcast too, it's not just to allow individuals to be heard, that for those listening that are previously incarcerated, but for those that don't know this kind of side of the streets or don't know this side of culture, we want to make a change. We want to make sure people are heard, so then things could happen and balls can get moving from that. So for sure, we appreciate you guys listening in. Please like, comment, subscribe, do all that, man. We're watching all you guys' comments, and we appreciate you guys' support. In addition, make sure you guys follow our Instagram, Reentry Network Podcast. We're also on Spotify. Yo,
I'll be hitting you guys up.
So much for tuning in. We appreciate you. We're out.
That was a good one, man. So as you guys can see, man, I found some dudes that are out there doing the most good. We're going to go through a little bit of one of their videos, man, to give you an idea of the type of work that they do. Okay. So I like channels like this, man, that you know are really about it, not just talk, man. This one's called 26 Years in Pelican Bay, the shocking story behind Pelican Bay shoe.
Like, what is Pelican Bay? Like right now, before we get into,
you want to touch on that? What's the aura? What's the mystique around that place?
Look, Pelican Bay is. I'm never getting on main line.
Damn.
3 ways out. Die. Parole, which wasn't gonna happen, or debrief, which wasn't gonna happen.
Right.
Oh, geez, straight said that he ain't debriefing. That means he was validated, man. So he must have been either labeled as a member or an associate, which is what they used to do to all the Rasa that were locked up that were really involved in the mix or about that business, man. You know what I mean? Just some homeboys that just were doing what was expected would get validated.
How young were you when you first got your first gun? Nah, look at that smile, bro. I'm scared.
You hear where you're from, I'm shooting at you. Because you don't know me, that means we're enemies, and we go from there.
So far, man, really professional setup, man. I think that this is going to be a good, like I said, let's guys fast forward a little bit.
I was there from like 6th grade to vaguely 10th grade, and then
Let's get a little bit more into this.
You went to juvenile hall. You were on a motorcycle, which is wild. What was it, Harley Davidson?
no, it was my dad's. It was a Kawasaki Vulcan 750.
Isn't that like a speed
Oh no, that
bike?
sounds hard.
Yeah,
though.
Yeah, it's like I don't even. All I know is Kawasaki's fast. That's all I know.
But yeah, no, now I got the Harley.
Oh, you do?
Oh, you got a Harley?
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
shit. Oh,
Okay.
man.
That's the OG, man. 26 years
that's
growing
hard,
around in the
bro.
Harley.
That
Yeah.
was one of those things like everybody's like, "Why'd you get it?" I go, "It's one of them shoe dreams that we're in the shoe. When I get out, I want this, I
Interesting.
want that."
Yes.
Yeah.
Knowing
I can relate to the old man. You want all that. That's why some people just come out and they go hard. When they get a little something, they just continue down that path, man. Let me fast forward a little bit.
Go based off what this movie thought that. So I knew. So if I'm in there and I fuck up, I'm expecting somebody come in my room.
And that's
so
the thing. Look, you talk to your homies that have done time and everything like that. You know, their stuff is mostly like the war stories, things like that. You know, like pegadas, hits, and things like that. So you're kind of figuring like, okay, but does it just happen? You know, does it just like this dude looking at you? He's gonna, you know.
Oh, okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
So it's one of those things. So, you know, once I get in my cell, talk to my cellie, you know, I get the lay of the land. Like, calm down a little bit. Okay, cool. You know, and then from there, come out the yard. Hey, this is who I am. This is my paperwork, just to show you my charges. I'm not here for any funny stuff. You know, hey,
Simple
you guys
process.
go
Simple process back then, man.
there, go and start meeting people. You start realizing like, well, it's not so bad. This is
Yeah.
kind of like a big schoolyard. These are your people. They do handball, basketball. At the time, they still got the weights. You know, so it's settling in. Like I said, about the first week, I'm still a little jittery. I'm walking the track, you know, and there's gravel. First time I hear, you know, my immediate reaction is turn around and lay the dude out. So I turn around, my homeboy grabs me. He's like, "What are you doing?" And I go, "Okay." And I see that it's a jogger.
You do get the gravel over there, man. It's a trip. Prisons. Let me see what else is OG talking about.
While being in there is when my kid tells me, "I hate you."
Really?
You know,
Yes,
he's 11 years
yeah.
old because I hate you.
I have a daughter that still is
You're
affected by
entitled
me
to
being
that.
locked up and not
You
of her
mind
life.
telling me why? He goes, the family tells me everything that they got to spend time with you and everything like that. He goes, "You're in prison." And he goes, "I don't get none of that." You know, I apologize and everything like that. I go, "You're entitled to your
I like this OG so far,
I
man.
accept that. You know,
I mean, it's about an hour and a half
sorry
long
that I'm
interview,
here.
guys. So I'm
You know, it's my
hitting different
choices.
parts of it
Nothing upon you, but
to give you guys an idea of the type of
I
content
accept
they
that.
do. This is how all their videos are, guys. It's not just
that's what I
Raza, it's
you know, at
Africanos,
the time I
whites,
wanted to
a
be
lot
like,
of
"You can't
Raza,
eat
of
me,
course.
dad," but you know, like by myself when like, you know, I don't really like, I'm by myself. It's cool. Like,
Yeah.
I ain't tripping.
Yeah.
But you know, there's that whole notion too where they say we're supposed to be we're social people. That's the way they made us, right? So I get it though. At the time, you're probably one of the rare dudes that has such a solid head that you were able to go through it. But like you said, there's some dudes that just probably can't fucking hang in there that long.
And look,
What?
the thing is too, we're cruel individuals in there. You know, and the thing is, like, I'll treat you normal, respect and everything
Exactly.
like that. But once you say you break that ice, you try to bag or something like that, I'm gonna be on you. And the thing is too, like,
Man.
when there's
It was like, what was that?
Like just joking, I guess.
like,
but I
it-
know Ernie, so I'm like hearing
so
like I
it's,
can know you can clown. Yeah.
so like, let's say you said something and you said something about my mustache. I'll be like, all right, cool.
Still
Nah, that was
impactful.
Peaceful protest technically.
Yeah,
Man,
you know,
like,
I don't want it. You know, at the end of that, like, got my.
That's what I was about to
got
say.
my abs
You're probably
going,
looking-
You know, what I mean, I'm like, check it out.
that's shredded, huh?
You're talking about the hunger
You know,
strikes.
That was the last time I seen him like that. You know?
Damn.
You know, second one, I was like maybe 2 weeks. You know, the third one I went 9 days. I was like, man, my body ain't taking none of this. But at the same time, on the third one, like, it was balls to the wall. Like, DNR's sign, like, do not resuscitate. If I choose to die over this, leave me alone. You know, and there's some
They made you sign that?
they brought him. You know, hey, because you know the thing is, like, okay, we're not taking any kind of responsibility for you, and at the same time, like,
Yeah.
but end result is like you damage your body. When your body no longer has fat and protein it starts on your
Smart
your
OG right
muscle
here.
and your organs, and even when the time you do decide to
Really smart, well-spoken OG, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of curious a little bit
end up
more about
eating,
his
like,
story.
you know,
You can't eat right away.
the
right?
damage is done.
Oh man.
The damage is done. Whatever harm is done to the insides of you, like that's you. I think maybe a year or two.
Incidents. And so for somebody in the shoe, they have 10, 20 years where they haven't had an
Yeah,
altercation.
there's no
So your
write
points-
ups. What are you gonna? It's,
Man.
your points drop,
Resume looks better than it did.
right?
Yeah.
Because
So
you can't get in trouble,
right.
especially if you're by yourself.
Right.
Kind of
Even
tough,
better.
huh?
So I would, I mean, at least from my experiences with previous podcasts, like Jared Nava, who else?
A handful of them.
handful of
Hironwood
people.
has always been like the one where
Right. That's where the change really happens because at that point, there's like great programs that are set up. What was your experience going into Ironwood?
So, okay, now understand going into it, like maybe a month before I went to committee, I get, because of the law change of the SB 261, they tell me like, you're going to parole board in 3 years. I'm like, shit.
as opposed to how long would have normally been.
Well, I wouldn't have been seeing that till like 5 years.
Changes a
from
lot.
now.
A lot of people got out, guys.
You know what I
That's
mean?
cold,
So
okay.
A lot of people got out.
I told him, you got denied? No. They gave me a grant, found me suitable to go to parole. He's like, why aren't you smiling? And I was a thing, like, I thought about it and I go, because I'm going back to my cell. I'm suitable, but yet I'm still in prison. That's great. I'm going home. But from the time these words are spoken to me to the time I get released, I don't know what could happen.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's still not real.
I'm
right?
still in prison. It's great.
He's smart, man.
It wasn't until like
you-
I'm in the car with my family and everything like that. I'm going drive before they change their mind. Let's go. That's when I realized, like, yeah, I'm free.
What was the period?
I'm itching. Let's do it.
That's a blessing, bro. You know how many times I've had so much trouble trying to get. I would say anybody that did like 24, 22 and up, it's always a headache getting those documents, man. There needs to be a smoother process. They don't understand why you disappeared
guys
off
are
the
good
face of the
too,
earth
man.
for that long.
I'm gonna end this right here, guys, on this part, man. So yeah, man, they got several different contents like this, guys. It's you know what I'm saying? It's kind of the work that needs to be done, man. And it's like sometimes, like, to really help out the community, sometimes you don't. It's easier with those that don't have a past to reach out to the other people out there in society, man. But then again, it's also important to have a little bit of balance. Different channels that do different things to help different people, man. You know what they're doing, man. I commend them. It's positive. I commend the OG that came on and told his story. There's several different stories just like this on this channel, guys. You guys have to tap in. If you guys like what you just seen, man, tap into these guys. And the thing is that they're actually doing the work, man. There's a lot of people who talk about this and that. They're pro Rasa, they're pro this and that, but yet what do you see from them? You know what I'm saying? A lot of times they're only fucking worried about lining up their own pockets. The same way as these organizations do. Sometimes other channels do that, man. And this right here is a positive push, man. You know what I'm saying? But don't get me wrong, we all should be compensated for our work and stuff, especially sometimes we're putting in 8, 12-hour days and stuff. You know what I mean? But at the same time, don't forget to reach back at times, man. And that's why a lot of times I speak about the altruistic things that in which, is important to do. But people will see those that know. You get what I'm saying? You don't have to tell people you did this or did that. Just do it. And those that know. You know what I mean? These guys right here, though, their push needs to be recognized. They need to be supported. I mean, and I like what they're doing, man. I mean, this is the kind of type of work that I wanted to get into when I first got into YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get into YouTube for money or anything like that or income. That came about later. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if you can do what you like to do and what you're good at and help other people and benefit from it financially, why not? But don't forget where you come from and don't forget to help others, man. Because it's the only way you're going to receive the spiritual gifts that you have coming from whatever higher power that you have. When you're doing the most good out there, you know what I'm saying? It's a spiritual cleansing for yourself, man. And what these dudes are doing, man, hey, I like it. I support it, man. Tap into their channel, man. It's called Reentry Network Podcast. Okay, I'm gonna tap into them today. With that said, it's your boy Flacco. I'm gone.